Good morning. It is Thursday, April the 16th. This is today's American history message. I'll start off with our question today. What were the effects of the sit-in movement? So what were the effects of the sit-in movement? Remember, I mentioned the sit-in movement yesterday, in which they would go into a restaurant, and I say they, equal civil rights proponents would go into a restaurant, demand to be served, and when they were turned down because of the color of their skin, then they would do sit downs and they would stay there and end up having being forcibly removed. So what were the effects of the sit down movement? Okay. Today, I've got a couple things on the Teams app through YouTube for you to look at. I have a short clip on the Little Rock Nine that I want you to watch. And I kind of mentioned it yesterday when we talked about federal troops being sent into Little Rock during this time. Okay. So I want you to watch that. And then I have the full Dr. Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech that I want you to watch. So I'm not going to take much time on this video because I would rather you spend your time watching those. I think it gives a little perspective, and maybe you've seen it before, but you really should watch the I Have a Dream speech, okay? Along with that, the other thing I would like for you to do is to read section 2, Challenging Segregation. And the reason I used Martin Luther King's speech in there is because we talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and then we talk about the March on Washington, and that's when Dr. King gives his speech, okay? So I want you to do those things. So you've got your question of the day. If you have not taken the test and done the study guides, you need to get that done. I need to let you know that work that is not completed during this time goes down as an incomplete. And being an incomplete means that you have to make it up. If we come back in May, all the work we've done through the month of April, if you have not done, you have to make up, or it goes down as a 0 once we get back. If we don't go back in May, there's a possibility that you'll have to make that up when we go back in August. And for a few of you that are seniors, this makes things complicated. I want you to be able to graduate and get done. So all you're asked to do is do a little bit of work. Okay, it's not much different than what we would do if we were in the classroom. I really haven't assigned anything extra that I wouldn't have signed if we were in the classroom every day. Okay, so you need to do the work, do those questions and answers that I posted, do your study guide, take your test, do your questions of the day. Okay, and we'll get through this. Hopefully, we're about halfway done. Hopefully, we'll get done at the end of the month and we can go back to school in May. I really don't know. I know that some areas are looking at it, some areas are not going to have school. So it just depends upon what happens here in our state and what our governmental leaders decide. And we'll go with that. All right. So read section 2, pages 873 to 880. Answer your question of the day. Take your test, do your study guide, watch Little Rock 9 video, and watch I Have a Dream video. Okay. And that's what you'll do to finish out this week. Now, there will be no messages tomorrow. Tomorrow is a day for teachers to collaborate and get together and figure out the next couple of weeks to make sure they're ready to go and see if they need anything taken care of. Okay, since we can't meet together, we're meeting through Zoom meetings and things like that. All right, so that's what I need you to do for today. And everything's posted on the Teams app, and I'll have this posted on there in just a few minutes. And I hope you're staying safe. Have a great weekend, and I will be back here on Monday, and I'll start discussing the Challenging Segregation, Section 2 of Chapter 29. Have a great weekend.